What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl KG. We out here tonight. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. Well, you know you're watching the replays. When you look up, you don't see that live red box. That means you are watching the replay. If you are new, meaning you've never watched any of our videos before, go ahead and put new in the comments. And if you're watching us live, go ahead and put hashtag in the comments, hashtag recharge, and go ahead and put that clock down because every day we are reclaiming our time. So, today's topic is be true to yourself. If you were walking down the street and somebody told you, "Hey, so and so, be true to yourself," what would that mean? What does that mean to you? If you're watching live or the replay, comment what you think when somebody say, "Be true to you." Be true to yourself. You know, we hear this all the time. But it's funny, a lot of people are not being true to themselves. So, I'm going to start it off. There are like many ways you can be true to yourself. Um, One way is like understanding who you are. Like, you can't be true to something or someone if you don't even know who you are. And I think that's people's first problem is they really don't know who you are. When we born, we have parents, we have all guardians. They shape us and attempt to mold us into what they want us to be. They pick our religion, they pick our clothes, they pick our schools. Mind you, what if I want to go to a better school? No, you're going to go to the school that's close where you can walk. They pick everything based off the convenience of them. Like, so it's very few parents or guardians out there that allow their children to be involved in their process. People don't understand if I decide to have a kid, I'm just a vessel it's like, mind you, you're a portal to bring someone into this world. But that human has a mind, a brain. Except, we know people come with brain defect. We're not going there. We're talking about, let's keep it where I'm going. Because I know some people, everybody doesn't have a brain. Some people, we get it. We're not talking about that, obviously. If I say a brain, I'm not talking about that. You got a human being that come in this world with a brain that's filling the world out. Yet, we choose everything we want. They don't have no say in their life. To me, some parents ain't no better than a slave master. You do what I say do. What? You don't do it? I beat you. Ain't that what? You don't listen to your parents? And I'm not talking about blatantly disrespect. No one's talking about that. I gotta say these things because people get the butthurt society is out there strong these days, and you don't say something just right, they offended. Which I really don't care, but I'm gonna explain myself so you can understand where I'm coming from. They have no say. In my eyes, parents ain't no better like that. Don't allow their kids to have a say in their process. It's what I say. I'm the parent. You are. But that's their life. Like, if I want to ask my kid, you guide them. What if I wouldn't wear polka dots and black pants together? Okay. You eat what I put on the table. What if I don't want chicken? That sound like a slave master. Eat these scraps.
I mean,
And
we could.
that's why people can't. I'm just saying, when the retrospect, when you don't give them the option, I'm not saying people have situations, you get what you can get. We get all of that. I'm just talking about people who can afford, who have the means. These they treat their kids like they don't matter. You know, one thing, like when we used to get Stephanie nephew and I babysat him, he was 5, 6 year old. And I said, "What do you want to do today? What do you want to eat today?" And you would have thought, like, some adults, you would have thought I just like let him control the life. I'm like, oh my God, he's 3, he's 5, 6. You take him wherever, he should be appreciative. No, he had some say. He told me he wanted to eat um IHOP. Okay, we can go to IHOP. What you want to eat at IHOP? He told me what he wanted to eat. Well, what if he wasted? Well, you're an adult and you waste a lot of food. That's how you groom people to walk in their truth. Guide them. And if they out here, I want to jump off that building, nephew, that's not a great idea. These are the consequences for jumping off that. Let's be within reason. But I feel like you should let people walk in their truth. And I think that's the whole big controversy in the big agenda that people think the LGBT community have on children today is because there are more children living their truth and it bothers them. We're so used to having our hand on a kid like this. Kids have a platform today. They have people who fought for them um, to be like that. He's 10. How does he know that he likes pink? He's 10. You're not playing. She's 12. You're gonna wear a dress. You're a girl. Okay, you can still be a girl. Like I think you fight so hard. Some parents, some of the guardians fight so hard against people's truth. It's not your truth. When people tell you, hello, if you gotta click the link so I can see who they are, so I know. You gotta let people live their truth. It's not your truth. And you're like, I don't get it. It's not your truth to get. It's not your truth. I wanted to play basketball. I hung around a lot of boys. My family used to be like, oh, you gonna be the D word. They used to use that. I hated it. Saying the D word to me is like saying the N word to me. Like, why you want? Go ahead, huh?
That's Lakeisha. For
Oh,
whatever
okay.
reason, you comment on mine, it pops up as Facebook user. I don't know what I
I
did.
don't know why. And it's like they
Mm.
like, I don't know why you want to wear boy clothes. It's not for you to understand. I got the feeling inside of me. At 5 I knew I liked women. At 10, I really started to understand more what I felt. Everything starts with a feeling. You're not going to understand the big picture. You're not going to understand. Some adults, you get this feeling, you're like, why am I all of a sudden liking this? I don't understand it. Everything starts with a feeling. Your kid gonna tell you, Mommy, I don't feel like going to school today. And some of y'all, you going to school, you don't even ask why. Maybe they getting bullied. We just so used to being in authoritarian mode as guardians and people over authority. You don't even ask the questions. That's why kids get bullied. That's why kids um that's why kids go talk to other people and don't talk to you as a parent. It's because they feel some type of way. They come into you as the expert, the adult, because they got a feeling and I don't understand it. You don't understand it. Get them to the expert that understands it. Everything starts with a feeling. But everybody's feeling is not your feeling. My family didn't understand why I wanted to wear boy clothes. That's what I felt comfortable in. I'm still a woman. Clothes don't determine your sexuality. Clothes don't determine your gender. We started that. Boys wear blue, girls wear pink. Then you clown men who wear pink. So I'm gonna let Steph add her part to it about living your truth, but that's just my take on it from like birth till growing up is that I think that parents stop or stagnate their kids' truth by not even trying to understand. Even when you don't agree, just trying to understand.
Yeah. I remember one time, my dad took me to the store to get a watch, and I think my watch I had broke or whatever. And he took me to the store, and the lady was like, he was like, "Do you like this one?" You know, he was asking me like which one I wanted, and she was just like, and he was like, "You let her pick," and I was like in high school at that. And he was like, "Yeah, she's the one that has to wear it." She goes, "Without you're paying for it." She goes, "I'm paying something for my kids. They get what I want them to have." And he was just like, "I don't care." He was like, "Whatever."
See?
Like, yeah. He was like, "I don't
And you
know."
know, I feel like parents who have that mindset care what other people think. They play it safe because they get to control the look of their kid. Because if the kid picks, they worrying about them. Like if you're gonna pick something outlandish, that I gotta answer to my deaconess at the church, and I gotta answer to the pastor, and I gotta answer to the people at my job in your school. So let me buy everything that I'm gonna play it safe. That's why when people like me wanted to wear boy clothes, my grandma bought me girl clothes. She didn't want to have to answer like, why do you let kids? Parents don't want to. They don't know. They don't want to answer. They feel some type of way. That's crazy that she would even say that. You high school grown woman,
I was like,
almost.
I was like definitely old enough to, yeah. He was like, she's the one that has to wear it. I don't have to wear it. He goes, I don't have to like it. You know, I don't have to wear it.
And if you out there you watching, how many of y'all pick everything for your kids? And if you do, why? Why don't you them have a say in anything? And I believe that you need to unpack some things within you as a parent, guardian. Go ahead.
Now I was saying, I mean, a lot of parents will tell you it's because their kids are indecisive, and some of them they have good reasons for it. Like if you let your kid pick, it'll be 45 minutes before they make a decision, but they won't get up early enough to make that decision. So like, so I just mitigate. Um, but Katia is more so talking to like when you have the opportunity, you know, to make it an informed decision. Why don't you let them? I think that's what she's asking.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's going to fit this narrative. Like, you got a million scenarios that can fit or not fit.
yeah. Um, But yeah, you may need to unpack. So I won't say you will, because some people. But I mean, if you are one of those parents, I will. You might want to look at that, and figure out why. Um, you might. Um, well, let's talk about these adults that aren't living in their truths,
Yeah.
especially those of you who are homophobic, transphobic, all the phobics isms. I firmly believe that I would say 99% of people who are homophobic, the issue they have is that people are living their truths and they're either too afraid, too ashamed to do themselves. That's how I
I
feel.
would I would agree with that too.
Because if two consenting adults are doing something that's not bothering you, it doesn't hurt. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Thank you. Um, that's not bothering you. It doesn't hurt you. It's not harming you. Why do you care? They be like gay people mind any business. Straight people. What about the kids? Nobody cares. The kids don't care. I'm telling you. The kids don't care. It's you. You care as a parent. But you really need to unpack why. Your kids don't care. They don't even
Yeah,
care.
but
They're not,
nobody. What about the kids when you walk in when your son or daughter see you with 5 different men every other week? Nobody's. What about the kids when your kids see you drinking and laid out, passed out on the floor? Like, why is it only what about the kids when it's gay related? Like, I just want to know. Somebody help me out, cause as a counselor in the field working with kids, I've seen a lot more damage being done in other ways than me. You know how many kids knew I had a wife? They didn't care. I did. I had a freaking kindergartner, and no, I didn't go around. I got a wife. That's my first in my session. Kids not stupid. They're not stupid.
When I say my babies are well versed in LGBT community, being bisexual myself, it was important for me to explain it to them from the beginning. I feel like parents overcomplicate that. Like, thank you for sharing that. But I feel like some people, they overcomplicate it. Like, it's as simple as, you know how I love mommy, daddy, insert other parent. You know, it's the same thing. They'd be like, oh, okay. And it's it. They don't care. They don't care. They only start caring is when you indoctrinate them with your beliefs, with your agenda. That's when they start to care because all they're parroting is what they're hearing at home. They don't care. I'm telling you, they don't care. And this is coming from an experience of I have a nephew and I've worked with kids. They don't care. They don't care. As
I
long
work
as
with
you treat
kids.
them, you
Yeah.
feed them well, and do what you're supposed to do, like they don't care, like at all. All my kids know love is love, and that's it. Like my thing is 2, 3, 4, 5 consenting adults. Add keyword adults. Who cares? You don't have to understand it. You have to. You can. It's okay to you say I don't understand this, or maybe you kind of do. Be like, you know what? That's just not for me, and be okay with that. But you don't have to bash somebody else for living in their truth. Like, yeah, girl, I live in a very well. I would. It ain't as conservative as you believe it or not. But it's pretty. It's definitely redder than where we came from. I'll say that. But it's not as people actually think. Um, which I think is interesting. But let's talk about those. Like, why is it somebody living in their truth and owning up to and living how they want to live, like how they are destined to be? Like, people can't control their sexuality anymore. They can control their race. Like, I can't change my skin color. I mean, I can take harsh chemicals to try to lighten it. People try to stupid shit with it bleach bad. But like healthy, like there's nothing normal about people who want to do those things either. Sorry, not sorry. But I can't. The only thing I can do is get darker, or I can go out in the sun and be almost as dark as my tank top. But that's it. Like I can't change it. Like I can't wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm gonna be Caucasian and I'm just gonna fix it and magically unkink my hair. Can't change my features. I mean, you know what I mean. Again, not knocking
But
people who
then,
do
yeah, we're not talking
plastic
about,
surgery.
yeah.
But if you go to the extreme to alter your appearance to the point where you're either unrecognizable, you didn't try to change your skin color, I definitely think there's something you need to unpack with why. Why what made you want to change your standard of beauty to that, like you're probably beautiful the way you were before you did that. But anyway, you can't change it. Like at least not without, like I said, doing some harm to you. You can't change it. You can't change your sexuality. Like if that's the case, gay people wouldn't exist. Like up until what the last few years or so, there weren't a whole lot of gay representation in the media. You didn't see commercials with gay people in them. You didn't see TV shows with gay people in them. And if you did, half the time it was a mockery. Like in a movie, it wasn't really a good positive representation. This damn fly. I'm gonna blame Samson. But so if that's the case, then you wouldn't have gay people. Because where did them if the media is influencing my kids, then where did they come from? If all of representation, like we T and I can name all of our shows that we grew up watching, what they all have in common? Heterosexuality. Katia is gay as gay can be. How? She was birthed by two people who had intercourse. Who made her? Straight people. Like, some of y'all are wild. Like, some of y'all are wild. But, like, why? What's wrong with her living in her truth and being authentically her as humanly possible? Why does that bother you? And I really want you to unpack, like, why does this bother me? Like, why does gay people just make me so angry? I have to take a stand. Don't do it. I have to take a stand. We are kids. Like, if you feel like that rant I shared like a week back, if you feel like that, I just want you to encourage why. He's like, as you get older, it's your responsibility to either learn or let people be. That's the issue. Too many grown adults are worried about what has happened in other people's households instead of focusing on being a decent human being. Facts. Like, I recently found out after the fact that I had an aunt who raised her kids to be homophobic. Until they grew up, they joined the military, moved away, and realized that you're a crock of crap. Because I guess at some point, she taught them to think for themselves. So when they got old enough to think for themselves, they was like, I can't believe you did that. Like, you did that? Like,
You had me hating people for no reason.
Yes.
Like, that's terrible. That's like, I tell you, they know better than they know better than racists. It's like that person that hang around and you're like, wow, my family really had me hating y'all. Y'all cool as fuck. Like, I'm so sorry. And they just like keep apart when they realize like it was their family the whole time. Like, I don't understand how somebody can wake up. You wake up out your bed. Some of y'all go in y'all prayer closets and you come out the devil. You need to get you a new closet.
Right.
Like, how do you come out of prayer closet and ready to, you going to hell? You know better than the person that wake up out their prayer closet and say, you ain't nothing but, I don't want, like, you're the same person. Same person. No, I'm not. No, it's not. What are you angry about? Why are you angry? Like me and my wife right here on this live. You know we married. Why does that bother you? I'm not bothering nobody. I'm serving my country, taking care of my family. What's wrong?
You got to that spot. I looked, the little face is sticking out. Just, I wasn't watching that.
It's like, why does that make you angry?
I know with me, I know I've encountered a lot of women who are straight, and their biggest issue is like how you treat me. They don't get that from the men in their lives. They don't get that. Like um, they don't get that. Like when I used to work an overnight shift and you'd bring me food on my lunch break. They're like, my husband would never get up in the middle of the
That's
night.
not my problem.
Right. Or the fact that you take time to open the door and hold the door for me. They were like, my husband just doesn't do that. So I
I'm gonna
think
tell y'all.
or like I know some crazy lady we had, I think had issues with like our dynamics. And I'm like, you have people who do things by the book, the way you're supposed to do them, and it didn't work out. And here we are living our lives, minding our Black, bisexual, and lesbian business. And it bothers them because they're like, how come I got married, I had kids by my husband, and why did things not work out? We're here, like I think that bothers people.
And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, guys and gals. There are great men out there. There are men that will get up and take their wives' food. There are men that hold doors. There are men that they out there. The truth is, ain't if this ain't for you, don't force it. The problem is people stand not living their truth and they stand in unhealthy relationships longer than they should have. You're not compatible.
Most relationships with problems would be solved if you broke up. You have people,
Yeah.
relationships
Y'all
are,
staying in
yeah,
y'all
they're
staying in relationships y'all don't even need to be in and you saying it never worked. You forcing it. You
wanting
knew
to
he never
find
loved you.
out
You knew she
something,
never loved you. You
wanting,
knew it was about sex. And
wanting
you
you
stayed.
suppressing something, or you're
Right.
not admitting to like, keep the peace, like you have a dynamic that you don't necessarily agree with, but instead of walking away and finding somebody who's going to treat you the way you want to, you just stay there.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. A house that keeps the peace are either one or two individuals in emotional or mental hell. Promise you that. A house that keeps physical peace has either one or two adults, kids that are living in emotional hell. So you might as well raise hell in the physical realm and get out of there so that you can have emotional and mental peace for the rest of your life. You're gonna have hell somewhere. Why? I would not want hell in my soul. I would not want hell mentally. I would not want hell emotionally. That is a hell that is hard to get out of. That's why so many people depressed and down. You stay in the situations that you ain't meant to stay in. Get up out of there. I knew it was time for me to go in my last situation. When I looked in the mirror, I was like, what the heck are you doing? Here I am with degrees, the military. I didn't have to be in the situation I was in. But I was in it because I wanted to save face, keep the peace, keep your household together. But I'm going to promise you, do you want a household with peace, or do you want your soul and your mental to have hell? Choose your hell. Because I'm raising hell in my house if it ain't where I wanted to be, and I'm out of there. Because guess what? This right here, internally, this right here, anything to disrupt this peace of mind and this peace, gotta go. That's one thing me and my wife is on the same page about. And I already told her the day you're not happy, roll out. And that's not me bragging. I don't ever want her to feel like she gotta stay somewhere where she's not happy. Because I care about her soul and her mental and emotional health more than me physically being present. Do I love being around her? Sure. Do I want her to be with her forever? Absolutely. But circumstances in life cause us to do some crazy stuff. Don't stay where you not loved, darling. Even if it's me. We live in truths over here. We ain't faking the funk. We not staying. Because we want peace in our household. We want the peace in our heart and our mind to match our household. Some of y'all living in hell. Y'all dying on the inside. You going to bed crying every night. You putting yourself on a back burner for somebody that's putting you through fire. When will you live your truth? Tomorrow not promise. All of these mass issues going on in the world today. We had 3 major incidents that happened. 3 in like the last 2 months. You can go to the grocery store and not come home. You can be in the city, downtown, and not come home. You can be at work in a school and not come home. Why are we staying in places? And no, listen, don't get all your panties in a bunch. I know some people are in situations where their life is threatened. We're not talking about those because people want to go there to justify. Well, there are people who fearing for their life. They leave, they're going to do something to them. And that's like, there are people that they can walk away. They don't. Now, let's not talk about them people. We talk about the people that can walk away and don't. The people that were like me, who stayed in relationships when I knew it wasn't going to do me no good. When I knew it wasn't worth it. I knew it. When will you walk your truth? What is stopping you from walking your truth? Some of us are loyal to the wrong things. I'm loyal. Yeah, you're loyal to BS. You're loyal to staying in places that you don't need to stay in. I've always been somebody to walk in my truth, and it caused me to be alone a lot. But when I learned, I've always loved myself, but to the point where but I fell off the wayside a little bit because I allowed people to do things to me mentally and emotionally. That shows me that I didn't love myself enough. Like when it came to like whether people thought I like women, I don't care. I would live in a cardboard box as a kid before I fake like, oh yeah. Nah. I always knew I liked women. I played the game for a little bit in middle school. Even though I was living like with liking girls always for a little bit. Then I was like, nah. Now the person, yeah. Now the person that I was with living his truth. He got a husband, you know? But it's harder for black men. That's a whole nother story. You got anything else there?
We gotta share with them the news. Today's our
Yeah.
6th year unofficial anniversary.
And it ties into living your truth. I'll let Steph start the story off.
You mean the
Cause it
part? Which
was
part?
you discovered your truth.
Which part? When you was handing out the pen? I'm just kidding. With your I have an agenda across your forehead with a pen that says "I recruit." Sarcasm for anybody who didn't catch that. But
Right.
6 years ago today, we hung out, and I left feeling confused as hell. That's pretty much in a nutshell. We hung out. We went to Busch Gardens, which, excuse me, I can't wait to visit back east so I can go. We need to plan our trip back east so when Busch Gardens is open, I can go. Because we gotta go.
I'm down.
Because that's where it all began. Like, we hung out. So
Hmm.
that park has a lot of sentimental value. Of course, it being an awesome park, but hands down, way better than the Six Flags up the road from here. But, but, it has sentimental value too. Because that's where we went. We hung out. I don't know why. We just chose to hang out that day. After we chose to go, we walked around and just chilled. And the rest is history. Thank you. Yeah. So it's all unofficial. I mean, we acknowledge it. Like, we don't normally do nothing crazy. I mean, depending on when we were back east, depending on what we were doing on the 6th, and we could go to Busch Gardens, we were up for fun, like, depending on the day of the week. It fell on, it was a Monday. It was a Monday when we went.
And today's a
Look at
Monday.
that. It was a Monday because I took off
So
work.
every 6 years it'll be on a Monday
That's crazy because,
of
like,
our 12th anniversary.
because I worked at a job where they give you time off, but using it was like hell. So I remember I took the day off. Like, I put in like a leave request form for this day, but I found my own replacement, and they approved it. I did. I found somebody who's PRN. I was like, "Can you work my shift for me?" And they did it. And I submitted a shift change form, even though we weren't swapping. And can you give me some leave at the same time? And they approved it. They was like, "Oh yeah." So, and I just took the day off because I was off. Yeah, so I'd have to go to work the next day or whatever. I worked overnight at the time. So I didn't have to go to work I think I was off the weekend. I didn't have to go back to work Monday. So I'd have to go back to work that night. So I was off another day. So we hung out or whatever. And I just remember taking her back to her car, and I was so confused. And I didn't want her to go. But I didn't know what that meant. Like, I was just like, okay. So I had to go home and like process my feelings and really like decide how I felt. And I had to ask her, I was like, are you this nice to all your friends? Because, before I felt special, I wanted to ask. Because, I didn't know her that well enough to know. Like, she could have been what do you call, she could have been a whore. Yeah, she could have been. I didn't know her. I mean, I didn't know her well enough to know if she was or not. But I was like, I didn't think she was. But I was like, are you this nice to everybody? And she was like, yeah, but not like that nice to everybody. So I had to ask. I mean, granted, we didn't do nothing like sexual, but she was just really, really, really nice. Like, she paid special attention to me that day. So I had to ask. And then she was like, no. And I was like, okay, so I can feel special. Then I allowed myself to really like process my feelings and explore them because I was, I didn't want to feel special for no reason if I really wasn't special. Because some people are really good at that. Some slurs are really good at that. Like they know how to make the person they're with in that moment feel amazing in that moment. And the second you depart, they're on to the next one, making effort, So I didn't know. Obviously
I
that
mean,
doesn't
yeah, valid question. I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't offended by you asking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's valid. Like you
Yeah.
want to
That happens.
ensure.
And it's more common than people realize. And you wonder, like, why do people put up with it? Because they get treated really good in the moment. And they just, whenever they're not there, they just act an ass.
Especially if someone's never felt that before. They're like, wow, I really like this feeling.
Yeah.
And they believe that that person going to make them feel like that forever. And most of the time they don't.
They making everybody feel like that. So,
Right.
right. So, yeah. That's what today Katia handed me the I am gay, join me pamphlet and was like, here. I make a joke out of it because that's people feel like it's an agenda. That's why I was like, she had her little pamphlet and her pen. It was like, we recruit you, like the military, like, I
Yep.
want you.
They sent me on a mission. The LGBT community sent me on a mission and they said, your goal today is to initiate Stephanie. It's like a game. And I took you to Busch Gardens and I initiated you. Woo! We got another
And
one.
then she promoted because she recruited. So like the more you recruit, like the more you promote up the ladder. And so she got like another rank or whatever because she recruited me.
So, sounds so dumb, right? Yeah, because some of y'all think like that. So, yeah. It sounds so dumb. You got to speak it out for some people. They like, hey, that's what I was thinking. That sounds stupid, but they never going to admit it. This agenda
They
that
could be
we
like, of
have.
course it's not really pamphlets, but no, like people are born that way.
You know how many kids I interacted with in my life that knew I was a lesbian? Didn't face them at all. A lot of them are gone on to marry their opposite sex with kids.
Shit, my nephew
It's
told me
really
when
no agenda, guys. You're making it more difficult than it is. No agenda. The agenda is if you feel some type of way, it's you. There's really no agenda.
like my nephew all the time, he tell me about his girlfriends or whatever. He's his girlfriends.
Ain't no, I'm a girl, she a girl. She know, he know we're married. He know we're together. He didn't say, you know what? I'm just gonna be like my.
He always asks about her. He'd be like, how's Tia? But he know.
Cause I'm a human being. Like no one cares about the sexuality.
No.
Like, but except the people that don't need to care.
But that's because they care because they're wondering how a person is so confident to live in their truths, or they're afraid of what the church will say, or their parents, or they're too afraid of what somebody's gonna say, or they're too busy believing that they're gonna go to hell because the book tells them that if you don't do things the right way, a certain way,
Look,
then
I ain't
you go
gonna
to hell.
be.
So they feel like they're gonna go to hell, and they're like, so they fight it. So that's why they're the ones who believe that it's a choice. Yeah, because you are choosing not to live in your truth. I'm a firm believer too. The people who say that it's a choice, it's because they're either parroting what somebody who is fighting their urge. That's what they say it's a choice. It's a choice to be gay. Who would wake up? in their right mind to be like, you know what, I'm going to choose to be ostracized by my family, mistreated, abused, have my rights consistently under the table for no apparent reason. I'm challenge you. If you truly believe it's a choice, I want you to ask a Caucasian person if they could trade with a black person forever and choose everything that comes with being black. They're going to say no. They're going to say no. They're like, yeah, I love black culture, I love black people, I love black food, but they would not trade the experience. Who in their right mind would be like, you know what, I'm straight, but I'm going to wake up and choose to be gay? No. So I truly believe the people, like I said, who say that it's a choice because they're choosing not to live in their truth. So they
Yeah,
feel it's a
that's
choice.
yeah, that whole deliverance crap is bullshit.
Yeah.
I've had so many people say, you know how many people have said that, and now they're back with women. It's no, that's your truth. You're running from your truth. It don't matter. You can take pictures, smile, have kids, have lots of kids, be in pictures and woo 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 and happy, and a cute girl walk past and your little kitty just a purring, your heart just a throbbing. You ain't gonna say nothing because you delivered. Trust me, I'm not talking BS. I'm talking facts. 'Cause I know plenty of people that say, "Oh, I'm done with girls. I'm done with
I'm
boys."
delivered.
And they either sleeping with the same sex low key, or they like, you know what? I'm done with this. This is stupid. I'm living my truth. Like you don't. There's no suppression. You know how many people I know that went back with men and they're unhappy, the most unhappy creatures ever.
Yep.
But their family's happy though. That's all that matters. The people and their family happy. As soon as those people die off, they probably end up living their truth. Like if I can't live my truth around you, I ain't gonna be around you. Like I don't know how my grandma would feel. She and I never had this conversation, like face to face. Yes, grandma, I date women, but I promise you, if she would have said, "Not in my house," cool, this your house. Pack up my things and I will be out. I will live in a shelter. I will live with a friend. Look, all right, you leaving? Absolutely, grandma, I love you. I was like, this is who I am. If you can't accept it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm
Right.
not staying depressed, sad, down because you don't want me. This is not your life. It's not your life. Just like that thing I posted. If sexuality is an issue, your kids' issue, don't have kids. Some of y'all don't have control of your life as adults, so you have kids just so you can have somebody to control. And it shows. Like, I ain't got control of my own life. I need something to control. Them be the same ones that don't want their kids to leave home. All they good for is being a mother. Cause you done lost yourself. Yeah, well, I'm walking in my truth. You know, I'm just enjoying myself, doing me, living my life, building in business.
I
And
got it.
some of y'all, speaking of business, not walking in truth in your business either.
Uh,
You playing it safe. It's too hard. Nobody wants to buy that. Nobody's gonna support me. You asking the wrong people.
you're asking
We was
people
asking the wrong
target
people.
audience. Oh yeah, you asking people that aren't your target audience. They get mad when they don't support you because you don't want to do the work to learn who your target market is and learn where they are and how to attract them to what you have to offer. That takes effort. It's more you can have a great idea, but if you market it to the wrong people, it's going to appear like it's a horrible idea. When in fact it's a great idea. You just presented it to the wrong people.
That's
Somebody
like marketing LGBT apparel to homophobes.
exactly. Exactly. Wonder why they won't support you.
You won't buy my shirt.
Well, it says I love gays on it and they don't. So why would they buy the shirt?
Right. But I also feel like on the flip side of that, if you on somebody's timeline and you know they trying to filter out and you know you never gonna support them and by just do them a favor and just unfollow like unfriend them, you can like my page public. You can be nosy. I mean, you have to put in work. Tell you my name is. Oh, let me see what continue doing. And like something while you there, cause don't be dinging my algorithm.
Well, especially if people who, if you sell something, they haven't even expressed interest in what you buy. I mean, what you sell, not buy. If you, they haven't even expressed interest, like, and if they're not in your target market either, like, I got people I'm pretty sure on my timeline we're in neither of each other's target market.
Yeah, and I tell people straight up. I said if I'm not your target market, unfriend me. It's okay, cause I'm going to unfriend you. I'm not mad. I'll go if I want to check you out. I'll do what I tell you to do to me. It goes for me too. Some people I have unfriended because like I'm not buying nothing. I'm not your target audience. I'm not gonna mess you up. I'll go. I've done a few, or or people like we in the same niche. You ain't gonna buy nothing from me because we do pretty much the same thing, even though our products and services are different. But you like, well, I'm speaking on the same thing you speaking on. I'm not about to buy nothing. Well, if I'm using my page for business, I could be social with my customers, and they gonna bring me more customers from referral, and those customers gonna bring us more customers. See how that works? And you just build this community of supporters, not only to me, but I know people that do other things, so I in turn refer. Stephanie and I are good at referring. Hence
Yes.
why if you burn a bridge with us, you burnt a good bridge. Just to let you know, because
Oh yeah.
trust me, if I get good customer service and I love your work, absolutely sharing you. I can get good work but horrible customer service. I'm not sharing you. I'm gonna take
But
my good work and move on. Period.
there's some people you're right. They be like, I want. Is that inside? That's outside. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got some people that do great work, but I'm not sharing
Yeah,
them.
they do.
Like your customer service horrible to me. Why would I expose my audience to you and you do them like you did me?
Or not even. Yeah, I mean that too. But like, I feel like people are like, well, you don't ever share. I share a lot of people's stuff, and just because you may not see it on my page, if I know what you do and I know somebody who needs what you do, I have this one person. I think in the last week I have sent her profile link or a screenshot, said go follow this person, or tagged her and said she's always posting da 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 for what people need
Hmm.
all the time, all the time,
Self tag people all the time.
all the time. I tag, inbox, and sometimes depending on the person, I'll be like screenshot, hey, I tagged you in this post, so they're aware if the person DMs them, they're like, oh, I tagged you in this post. I tagged you in this post. So you don't even know. Like when somebody posted, they were looking for makeup artists or whatever to buy their lash inventory. I tagged somebody, well, somebody local. I was like, oh, she's just revamping her business. I just went to her launch. I was like, tag. And the person said, thank you so much for referring me. She actually bought on the spot. I had no idea. I was just like, you might
And they
have a
connect.
need. You might have a need. She's looking for you. If you need the need, let's connect them. Boom, done. But it wasn't like no big all drawn thing, so you wouldn't know. Other than those people, you wouldn't know. You have no idea. No.
Mm. Walking in your truth is very scary
Yeah.
because it can come with a loss of family members, loss of friends, loss of people you know for years, but it's got to be done. I couldn't imagine like Some of y'all missing out on true love because of your family, even if you straight. Some of y'all let y'all mamas be in y'all straight business. Like they be straight up in your business, and you done missed out on a whole good man. Like I support love. Love has no gender. Some of y'all just let.
Or even like living in your truth, like you said. Like I remember I had a former coworker who told me the story of how her mom and dad were married for a real long time, and he cheated. And I think the mom wanted to forgive him and move forward, but she left him. And listening to her sisters, her aunt, or whatever, she left him. And the girl told me her dad gave her mom like, oh, going to the chapel to marry. And he's like, look, tell me to call it off. I'll call it off. Like, let's do it. And too busy listening to her, she, he ended up marrying somebody else. But rather than live her truth. Like, I mean, sometimes people make mistakes, and sometimes, that would have been enough for him to be like, okay, you know what, that was, I don't know, but she clearly loves that man. It's very apparent they still love each other, and he still goes out of it. I know that has to drive the new woman nuts, but he, at the time, he would go out of his way to help his ex-wife. All their kids were grown, so there's no like, who's helping his kid? Nah, they were all like grown. So there was nothing there for him to, other than her. But she was too busy listening to other people to live her truth. Look, the truth is she wanted to be with that man. But listening to other people.
That's miserable.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there are a whole number of reasons why people cheat. And it could have been something that was a dynamic thing that could have been easily fixed. Like, I'm not saying, not excusing him, but some people cheat because they're not getting what they need in a relationship. Some people cheat because they're douche canoes and they're greedy. It's hard to, I wasn't there. I'm not in their relationship, so I don't know which it was. But obviously, like I said, it's apparent at the time they still loved each other very much. So they might have been able to reconcile and fix it and, get to the root. But truth is, he married somebody else.
He ain't gonna be married to her long.
Well, I don't know. At the time, yeah, I know that. I
Still
know.
doing for his ex-wife. Ain't nobody gonna be putting up that for the
He
rest of
called
their
him
life.
in. I need gas. I need to mow the lawn. Like, it don't matter what it is. He would drop whatever and go. Oh, my pipe burst. Like a literal pipe. Not trying to be like an innuendo. Oh yeah. There's electrical issue. Whatever it was, he would. Like, I'm stuck on the side of the road. Can you come get me? You would go get him. Take her home. Back to her house. Mm-hmm. Hey, she put up with it. That's all I have. I don't have anything else. Just
I don't
happy
have nothing else either.
anniversary to you. 6616.
I do have something to say
Oh.
to you. I just want to tell you how proud I am of you for living your truth. Like how we got connected was like everything was like fast paced, quick movement, and like you owned it. You owned everything that came with it, and like you never looked back. Even down to business. When we first met, you was like, nah, I'll support you in the background. Like I'm not gonna stop you. I know you're an entrepreneur. I got you. And then just to see where you are now and your mindset has shifted on your own. I never forced you. You came up with that idea. You came up with your things you wanted to do. You went after them. And it shifted you and molded you on your own. And I'm just proud of you. You walked into getting your hair colored, getting locks, like all of that. Like if owning your truth was a person, it's definitely you. It looks just like you. And I love it. Keep on doing it. Because at the end of the day, you, Stephanie, even though we're married, and I want you to continue to be the best you can be. Because as long as you being you and walking in your truth, our truth will show up automatically. So continue to be you, continue to grow, continue to mold into who you are, the best person you can be. Because you're doing it. I'm
Yeah.
loving it. I love it when you come up with something new. And I'm just grateful to be in a space to be receptive of this type, change. You know, I don't know what my old mind or my old ways of thinking would have gotten me, you know, but I'm just grateful that I can support you. Healthy, healthy support you. Not, oh, okay, yeah. Because there are some spouses that hate on their spouses.
Right.
But I wholeheartedly support you in owning your truth. Continue to be you. Because at the end of the day, anybody got something to say about my wife and her owning her truth, trust me, you gonna catch it. Just don't you ain't got nothing to say. Family members and all. Oh, you because the first thing people say, you let what? We don't use that word in there. We grown adults. Hey, I might not care for her. She's beautiful to me. I mean I do, but if I didn't, are you harming me? Are you harming our family? Are you being a disgrace to our brand? No. Then I'm good. So that's all I got. If you're watching live, watching the replay, own your truth. Walk in it. Breathe it. When I tell you, we are the epitome of walking in our truth. Not only professionally, personally, because got some secrets to tell. Y'all, not my wife, she knows. But I'ma share as it needs to be revealed. Of walking in your truth. What it gets you. Um, in business, investing in our truth, getting help to find our truth. Sometimes your truth, especially in business, comes with a price, but it will take your brand so much further and would have saved us a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are. It just feels so great. Like when you really walk in your truth, you know it. Because I didn't feel like this years ago. I didn't feel like this years ago. I'm with somebody that loves me for me, just loves me, treats me good. Awesome. So, that being said, guys, remember, you are the designer of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. It's your girl KG. I am the K from SK. That's my lovely wife Stephanie. She's the S from SK. You're having an amazing day on purpose. And remember, if you're not walking in your truth, it's not too late to start. If you're walking in your truth, pop your shit every day. Love y'all. See y'all soon.